Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this Pirates Castle Lager Grand Challenge brought to you right here at the UJ Stadium as we see 2 out of the 3 university sides going head-to-head here in what's going to promise to be an absolutely unbelievable clash. Of course, it's UJ going up against NWU Pucker in round 14 of this competition. Position number 2 go up against position number 7, but don't let that deter you anytime these 2 university sides go head to head. It's bound to be an absolutely unbelievable clashes. We have a look at some of the fixtures, the results rather, from last week. NWU managing to take that one against Pirates, of course, the hosting side, 21 points to 13. UJ having a little bit of a break, so they'll come out nice and fresh in this encounter on their own stomping ground here to try and upset NWU. Of course, semi-finalists in the Varsity Cup, and UJ only managing to manage a 6. So lots to prove here for the home side in front of their home crowd on a beautiful, beautiful afternoon, it must be said. As we can see here, just having a look at the log, as we mentioned, NWU 13 games played already in this competition, 53 points, and they really do look like one of the favorites to take it. Of course, 1 game more than Randfontein, who sit at top of the table at the moment, and UJ struggling at the moment. So once again, plenty to prove, and that they can pull a huge upset off here at their home ground. Boy, will that be a result. And of course, NWU need this result to make sure they close that gap up against Randfontein as the 2 sides get ready to go head to head here. Some of the fixtures are from this round on a beautiful, beautiful Women's Day. Of course, yesterday we would have seen Randfontein going up against Rudaport and Pirates hosting the other of the university sides, Wits University. Today we see UJ up against NWU, and that's not all for the action. Wanderers tomorrow host Raiders right there next to the cricket stadium. So plenty of action on this long weekend. If you've got nothing better to do and not watching the Olympics, stay right with us on the Castle Lager Pirates Grand Challenge. Beautiful scenery in the background there as we have a look at the Syntec Tower, a staple of Johannesburg's skyline, of course, here at the UJ Stadium, home not only to UJ Rugby as well as UJ Athletics, as we see some of the players, the 2 captains, they're just getting ready for the toss. We do have what was quoted to be a 3 o'clock kickoff, but we should be getting ready to kick it off any minute and now, and you can see how eager the number 2 side on the table are there. They're ready to get things going straight away, just forming that tunnel. They're going to want to get their first team boys really hyped up here. As we mentioned, anytime the 2 university sides go head to head, regardless of table position or what's happened in the past, we can expect absolutely amazing rugby on our hands. Just having a look at the field there, field looking in a fantastic touch towards the end of winter. Both of these 2 sides will want to play it with ball in hand. We won't see too much kicking today, I can guarantee you that. They'll be bringing the intensity to each other here, and we're looking at the UJ side ready to get out there on the field here for, once again, what promises to be an unbelievable clash in the 14th round of this Grand Challenge right here at UJ Stadium. Of course, not the first time these 2 sides would have gone head to head in the Varsity Cup. NWU managing to take that one, 49 points to 12, as we see them making their way on to the park now, led out by their skipper Aubrey Mini. The number 9 will be looking to distribute as much ball as possible to Sean Baxter, who will be the engine room of the side in that number 10 position. And now come out the hosts, led by their captain Ndlovu, the number 8 absolute unit, will want to make sure that his side can really put on a good show here in front of their home crowd as he gets them into the final huddle. Final words, the coaches have done what they've needed to do. They've made sure that they prepare leading up to this during the week. Now it's up to the 15 men on the field there to make sure they get the most favorable result they possibly can. played 12, won 4, lost 8 is their season thus far. Going up against the side that's only managed to lose 2 of their 13 games. The NWU have had a really good season thus far, and they're going to look to carry on that momentum going into the next round of fixtures. As we see Sean Baxter on screen now, he'll be looking to get us underway right here. And off we go. Baxter gets us underway, and it's 80 minutes of rugby on our cards here as Bosch takes it into contact. Unfavorable for UJ as they lose their number 9 early on in this game. And they're going to want to create a little bit of an angle to get themselves out of trouble. Just past the 22 they go. You can see really slow play as that one. Leshoro manages to get it downfield, and a possibility for a counter-attack now for Pucker. Lovely work there by Posthumous. Just managing to find a little bit of space, and they keep it in with their big heavies now. Lovely drive, some momentum for Pucker. Deep into the UJ half they go, going through the motions now as Baxter manages to get it out wide. UJ just trying to minimize that space as much as possible, but the Pucker still have ball in hand. Wraps it around, and Baxter this time takes it into contact. No number 10, and that's a really good turnover for UJ. Managing to find a little bit of grass downfield for Bosch, and he finds himself on the chase. A really good kick then. Referee will have to make a little bit of a decision. 22 dropout is the call from him. But good early start here by NWU. Really good turnover from UJ, however. But the side from Potchefstroom will be looking to apply pressure on the home side early on in this game. Baxter once more goes nice and deep, an opportunity to launch the chip and chase, and off goes Parsons. Make sure not to take him out in the air, which is really good presence of mind there from the fullback. Good take in the air, must be said, as Klopper takes it into contact. They do love to play with their forwards, as you see that show and go there from Minnie, the skipper. Doesn't want to find himself isolated, but backup reports really quickly at ruck time. Trying to find a little bit of space now for Posthumous. He's got a little bit of space out to the outside, and this is going to be the first try of the day for Van der Walt. Lovely little work here from NWU. They find a little bit of space on the right-hand side, and once given that kind of space, they're not going to give up that opportunity. Let's have a little look back at this try. In with the forwards. Good work there from Lucas Klopper, who falls into that number 9 position, and it's Billy Posthumous. Doesn't quite have the pace, but you know who does? It's Luan van der Walt on the outside, and he's not going to be caught from that position. Lovely work here from the Potchefstroom base side to get themselves 5-0 up early on in this encounter. It will be relatively light work here for Sean Baxter. He lines it up, he struck it well, and there go the flags to make it 7-0 in this game. A really good early start for the away side. Managing to find some space down that right-hand side and making sure of the 7 points. Sean Baxter, man on screen there, gets the full complement for his side. And a really good early start here for the traveling side. They would have had to make their way all the way from Potchefstroom. Close to a 2 to 3 hour journey they would have had to make. But getting off to a really good start, 4 minutes into this game, and you can't help but think a side that's had a really good season thus far, can they get the possible bonus points? And of course the points difference that they would want within this game as things get underway. It's a really high kick, making it as difficult as possible here for the Picker. Under scrum advantage they are. They keep it nice and short, take it in by Van Zyl. Looking for some space, and
Aubrey Mini on the boot. Opportunity now for the counter. There's not too much space for UJ as we see a big bounce from the number 15, Triton Parsons. And that gives the home spectators something to think about. Lovely stuff there from the fullback. Into contact once more, and all of a sudden UJ really bringing the physicality to the away side. And they get the penalty and look to take it quickly there. Does Bosch. Berwin Bosch with the break, tries the inside pass. Just not finding his number 13, Mihlali Matinse. And now Pika on the ball, little bit of space. 2v1 on the outside. We've seen this movie already. Luan van der Walt, he's got the opportunity on the inside and just a little bit too flat on the pass. But they'll retain possession, do NWU. Just outside the 22 they go. The home crowd really starting to come alive as UJ bringing the physicality. But now pick up the opportunity down the left-hand side. They've got a little bit of space and Jubes Kuman will make it their second try of the afternoon. Lovely work here. We'll have a little look at that one once more. But the wingers getting into the action really early on in this game. As just have a look at this, starting in the middle of the field, and they go through the phases so well. A lovely work there by Valdo Miller, making sure that he gets that ball from the center outside as quickly as possible. And Jubes Kuman darts it down for a really easy 5 points. Well, both wingers into the action early on in this game. Luan van der Walt as well as Jubes Kuman managing to score tries on either side of the rugby field. And just managing to grab inside the field, making it really easy for Sean Baxter to get his second conversion of the day and taking the score up to 14 points to 0. And the away side looking really strong at the moment. Lovely stuff at the moment. Enterprising rugby from the Potchefstroom base side, but they do keep it so nicely in with their forwards and just create that space on the outside as once again things get underway, and Ricardo Ferri fields it really well. Takes it into contact and retains possession as the big man, Miller, into contact once more. Pivotal in the second try they managed to score was Valdo Miller. Mini puts it onto the boot and it's fielded once again there by Leshoro. Colorful man with the colorful scrum cap decides to take it into contact. They are half back short at the moment, so UJ as Ndlovu looks for the pick and go. Keeping the structure here, trying the wraparound as Vuyo Holiday with the quick ball out. Bosch digging deep, manages to get it out to Leshoro. Fighting their way out of this one. Gutu manages to gain a little bit of ground. It's really good defense at the moment by NWU. They would have thought that they managed to steal that one, but penalty going in the direction of the home side. UJ haven't had too many visits into the NWU half. They would have possibly wanted to get that kick a little bit deeper into the 22, but they'll have to do with this opportunity at the moment. And can we see UJ's first real attack of the day? As Joshua Dalasier, a little bit of an overthrow and creates the turnover. It's sloppy stuff at the moment from NWU, but they retain possession. Billy Posthumous, and that's a massive hit being put on there by Sibahle Pangela. Really good work from UJ at the moment. Still on the ball though, are the picker. And that was a massive hit there from UJ, defensively sound, giving the crowd something to look at.
Gumileshuru at the moment, he doesn't look to be particularly comfortable. They won't want to lose their number 10 this early on in the game. And it looks like a substitution will indeed be made here. Gumileshuru, the number 10 for UJ, is going to have to get looked at here. It looks like he's going to go off for an HIA. And an early replacement in this game for UJ. That's not what they would have wanted. Don't even think the coaches are ready for this one. You can see there just at the bottom of your screens, just taking a knock to the head, and he looks okay at the moment, but of course all precautions going to have to be taken. Penalty for offside is the call, and NWU get themselves just outside the 22, and with 14 points in the bag, they'll be looking to get more and more tries in this game. Lucas Klopper with the throw, and he manages to find his jumper. Lovely work as Mini keeps it in with the forwards. Forwards wanting it once more as Tian Hector, man of the match in these last fixture, takes it into contact. Trying to use the space down the left-hand side. Ricardo Ferri offloads it to Billy Posthumus. Posthumus finds himself a meter short. Looks like a penalty advantage, and will just come back here for the penalty, it seems. Or has the try been awarded? Ladies and gentlemen, my apologies. Try has been awarded there to Puka. Just managing to take it down the blind side. Nobody home for UJ. And a lovely score here for the away side, as they managed to get the score up to 19-0, 12 minutes in this game. And it really is starting to look like a dominant affair here for the NWU. Have a look at this one once again. Yeah, lovely work there by Billy Posthumus, getting himself all the way up to the try line. And it's a lovely dart down there. Tian van Zyl managing to get over the try line. Just noticing that possibly the UJ defense not quite set up. And Baxter with his hardest strike of the day, but that's not going to deter him as he makes it 3 from 3 in this game. 21-0 is the score. And the Puka looking absolutely rock solid at the moment. Fantastic boot he's got there, Sean Baxter. It's always good to know that you can back your number 10 as things get underway, and Puka taking the attack once again to the home side. Nice and short, Valdo Miller into contact. Another phase here as Franco Murray looks to take some physicality. The back line now, they want to get into the action as Livasaki tries to step his way out of a couple of tackles. Opportunity now down the right-hand side. It's well defended by UJ, making sure that the Puka don't have any space. It's a little bit of a scramble at the moment for the home side. Miller, formidable unit there on the field, gets his team past the halfway mark. And a penalty will go to the home side. Lovely defensive effort by the boys in orange, and they managed to get the turnover. And an opportunity now to get ball deep into the NWU half. Well, that's what they would have wanted. Inside the 22 for the first time in this game are UJ. And what can they do with this opportunity? They need to get a try nice and quickly in this half, trailing by 21 points to 0. The last time these two sides saw each other in the Varsity Cup, 12-49 was the score to NWU.
UJ will be looking to try and turn that around as it's taken in by Ndlovu. In between the try line and the 22, and the turnover looks good. Back in possession with UJ. It's a little bit of a scuffle there in midfield. Trying to get their hands onto it, and now opportunity for Celeb. It's another penalty here for UJ. And it looks like the referee will go to his pocket. And this will be a good opportunity for UJ, playing with a man up at the moment. Yellow card brandished to NWU. And is this the opportunity UJ would have needed to get themselves back into this game? A player up at the moment are UJ. They opt to go for the scrum as it looks like Nico Livasaki manages to get himself 10 minutes in the sin bin. The number 12 for Picker. A little bit of cynical play, just 5 yards out from the try line. Earns himself a yellow card, and now the Picker are going to have to be so disciplined for the next 10 minutes of this game. UJ, of course, in this position, need to get themselves back into the game. Player less in the back line is exactly what they would have needed. Just trying to stabilize the scrum here is the referee. We haven't had too many of them in this half thus far, so the two front rows are just getting to know each other and trying to get the dominance on the opposition front row. Scrum 5 yards out, right down the middle of the field, allows UJ to split that back line. What's the call going to be as Bosch looks like he wants to go down the blind side? He chooses open, and is there the opportunity? The offload was on there. Unfortunately, there Matibako just couldn't get it out of that right hand, opting to hold on to it. Just a little bit of a knock there from NWU, and UJ, another opportunity. It was Lutando Matibaku who had that opportunity to offload it to Justin Mokhali on the outside, but just deciding to keep it. Of course, you can see surrounding the ground there, Castle Lager, the headline sponsors here. Castle Lager, the taste that stood the test of time, bringing you rugby from all around the country. Not only sponsoring the Grand Challenge, but the Carlton Cup as well. And not to forget the Moore and Murray Cup all the way down in KZN. So really good to see them getting on board with a club rugby as UJ looking to go through with Leshoru. Doesn't quite manage to find his footing, and now it's time for the forwards to bumble through as Ndlovu takes it into contact. Gotu's got it, and it's a good try here. It's been scored by Bowen Bosch, who gets his team's first try of the day, and all of a sudden UJ looking to bring the momentum, playing with a player up at the moment. And is this the opportunity for them to get themselves back into this game? Just having a look here, they kept it in with the forwards, and Ndlovu getting himself to the 5-yard line. It's that pickup there by Gutu, just offloading it into Berwin Bosch, and the small scrummy manages to get himself over the try line for their first try of this game. Lining up his first kick of the day will be Parsons. Relatively easy kick, and the two ARs agree with that as he makes it a full complement, getting his team up to 7 points here. 21-7 is the score. NWU in the lead at the moment, but with a player down, can UJ creep their way back into this encounter? Baxter gets us underway. Nice long kick into the 22, and UJ, here we go, trying to find some space, and he really does. Gets his team up to the 10-yard mark, and opportunity to launch an attack as Lutando gets out to his big forwards, and that's a good bump there by Damian Baker. Tries to put one through there, and just a little bit of a knock from UJ. And a little bit of excitement coming here from the home side all of a sudden. Really good work. Damian Baker asserting his authority, the big number 17. Gets onto the field, drops a shoulder, and bounces a tackler away. Scrum down now, 10 yards. It's the NWU with possession. They haven't been in the game for the last 5 minutes since losing Nico Livasaki. It looks like they may have a little bit of trouble here. Referee just making sure, and we'll get things back underway here through the scrum. Haven't seen too much scrumming, of course. A really good opportunity for the two packs to get together and try and assert their dominance. "14 points is the game. 22 minutes into this game so far. Can UJ crawl their way back into this game, or will the team sitting second on the table extend this league even further? It's a lovely flat pass there, trying to get through a couple of tacklers there as Jida gets it out to Funzel, try scorer already in this game. Getting it out wide. They've got numbers on the outside, but deciding to go it by himself once again, this Jida. A little bit scrappy at the moment, but under penalty advantage were the picker. And they'll have that penalty for offside, and once again, opportunity for Baxter to kick them into a really good position here. Lines it up and just manages to get it into the UJ 22. Opportunity for the 14-man NWU side to get onto the scoreboard. They looked like they were running away with it a little bit in the beginning of this game, but that yellow card just bringing them back down to ground. You can see they just look to slow the game down as much as possible. 3 more minutes with the yellow card on the sin bin, and they'll just be trying to run that clock as much as possible until they can get their number 12, Nico Livasaki, back onto the field. He looks to be warming up on the sideline here, so that time coming to an end. Really good example of game management here. Of course, the one try has come through their defense in the time that that yellow card was conceded. Looks like some running repairs just being run here on the number 10, Gumi Leshoro, who's on left side of screen. He's back into the action, and we can get things back underway. Early jumpers. Klopper looks for the 6 ball. Off the top it goes, and penalty now to the home side. Just offside, says the referee. And UJ with a get out of jail free card this time around will have the opportunity to kick this one and apply a little bit of pressure on the 14-man NWU side. They decide to go for the tap and go. Do they have the numbers on the outside? And it looks like they do. They get it out to the speedster. Tries to put it onto a boot here. Does Mihlali Mintanse. And it just doesn't manage to execute. Knock on here from NWU, and UJ will be back in possession. Good opportunity on the outside there. Presence of mind there from UJ. As we have a look here, taking it quickly does Parsons all the way out there to Mantinse and onto the boot. Justin Mokhale manages to put NWU under a little bit of pressure, and they'll retain a possession. Thinking out the box are the boys from the University of Johannesburg. The defense of NWU has been absolutely phenomenal thus far. But we know that that back three of Mokhale, Parsons, as well as Pangela, if they can just get in behind that defensive line, they can cause some real problems here for NWU. Scrum down, just outside the 22. He wants stability, does Bosch. He gets it, and he'll have an opportunity to release his back line as Parsons looking for the 2v1 on the outside and just a little bit behind Pangela. Turnover now, and look at the bounce there from Ricardo Fourie. Driving those legs. Putting NWU on the front foot as Ndlovu. Godfrey Rather takes it into contact, and they look for a little bit of grass. But playing under penalty advantage are NWU. They'll get the ball back. Penalty here to NWU. Opportunity for Baxter to get this one nice and deep inside the UJ half. Just out the 22 he goes, and it's been a little bit stagnant at the moment for NWU. It looks like they're back to numbers, and indeed they are. Nico Livasachi back onto the field, and they'll be looking to up the tempo for the remainder of this half. We saw him causing some real damage, Livasachi, managing to break some tackles. He's got speed, he's got power, and he's had a 10-minute break, and he'll want to bring some energy onto the field. As you can see him chasing down there. UJ trying to get out of a bit of trouble as Matinse. Digging for ball now are UJ. Ball in with Ndlovu. Trying to get out of his 22 isn't the case, as NWU managing just to push UJ back. Looks for the skip, and out they go to Pangela. He needs support, he's got it onto a boot, and opportunity now for Parsons. It's well fielded at the back there from NWU. A little bit scrappy at the moment, and UJ will want to bring things under control as Ndlovu takes contact. 3v2 on the outside, and that's a lovely tackle from the boys from Poch. The rush defense putting some pressure on there, and the chicken wing pass there from Valdu Miller not quite coming off, but a really solid defensive effort from NWU. UJ up to the task, looking to get in behind the defense of the Potchefstroom base side, but just not successful at the moment. They had 10 minutes to utilize that one-man advantage. They managed to get 7 points out of it. And now a different ball game. They're going to have to go mano-a-mano against NWU for the remainder of this half at least. Some running repairs at the moment for UJ. Looks like he'll shake it off, get up. Of course, none of these players ever want to find themselves off the field. Big point to prove. Looks like Lutando Matibako, the man that went to ground there, the number 12 from UJ, shakes it off and gets back into the action. Out to the back, and it's really well fielded. Off the top they go, and Ndlovu once again will be hearing that name plenty of times. He takes it into contact so often, does the number 8 from UJ. Going through the phases now are UJ. Looking to keep it short once more as Berwin Boshi gets it out to the back line, and Parsons puts it onto the boot. Counter-attack opportunity now for NWU. It's a good step there from try scorer Van der Walt as he's taken to ground. Hector. Lovely rip there from UJ. Managing to just clear their lines. It's well fielded, and the hit is put in on Luan Van der Walt. Going through the phases, it's Baxter with the show and go. Finds a little bit of space, and here go the picker. Good opportunity as he steps back onto the inside to Skuman. Helter-skelter at the moment, but there's plenty of space as Casper Steenkamp takes it into contact. Nice and short for Van Zyl. Penalty there to NWU, and when they look to turn it on, they really do. High shot is the call from the referee. It's a penalty right in front of the poles, but I can guarantee they're not going to look for the 3 points this time. On the front foot at the moment are NWU in a really good position. And it looks like they'll have a shot at the touchline. Sean Baxter will try and get them even closer to the try line than they are at the moment. Just comes off the outside of the boot, but still in the 22 are the NWU. It's been a little bit of a dry spell at the moment for the team from Potchefstroom, playing with 14 men for 10 minutes in this game, but they're back to numbers at the moment. And they'll want to go into the halftime break having scored a couple more tries to really assert their dominance on this encounter. Well fielded in the air there by Steenkamp. Just an obstruction is the call, and they look to take it quickly, do UJ. Possibly not 10, under penalty advantage, says the referee. Gives UJ the opportunity to play with some freedom. The offload not quite there, and they'll go back for the penalty, do UJ. And it's really good to see the intensity they're bringing to this game. 14 points down at the moment with 8 minutes to be played. And they know they need to get themselves a converted try to claw their way back into this game. Parsons has been entrusted with kicking duties for the boys from Auckland Park. He gets it deep, and that looks like a really good kick up to the 10-yard line. Goes the fullback for UJ. And they need to get back into this game. 7 minutes left in this encounter before we move into the halftime break. Can they claw their way back? Finds his jumper off the top, and they're going to look to launch the attack. It's something they've done so well so far in this game as Matabako gives it away. And is this the opportunity that NWU would have wanted? It's a good run looking for the offload, but fantastic defense there from UJ. And they'll manage to score the try here. It's Billy Posthumous who started the attack. He'll finish it right underneath the post. They were looking for a call of second movement there, but tackler had managed to release it. And Billy Posthumous, have a look here. He starts proceedings off here. It's a good tackle there, but you can see just not holding on to Posthumous, and he manages to get himself up and score this one right underneath the poles. Lovely work there by the fullback. It's their 4th try of this encounter, and possibly the easiest kick to be executed by Sean Baxter. They needed to extend their dominance in this game, and that's exactly the plans that Billy Posthumous had in mind. Easy kick there for Sean Baxter as he makes it 4 out of 4 in this game to take the score up to 28 points to 7 in favor of the visiting side. And just when UJ thought they were back into this game, NWU managing to extend that lead to a 21-point game. Back underway we go. And just making it as contestable as possible. It's a really good kick there from Parsons. Gets it nice and high and allows his team to compete for that one in the air, and they've indeed managed to retain possession there. Just a little knock in the air there from NWU gives UJ the possession. Tries exactly what they need, the boys in orange. They've got so close so many times, but just haven't managed to execute when it matters. Of course, plenty of rugby still to be played in this encounter. In by Bosch, out to Leshoru. Trying to find Parsons. Parsons not managing to find the line to get past that advantage line. Selepe takes it into contact. Fights to get down and create the ruck. Blindside ball and the rush defense being put on there. But of course under penalty advantage, so we'll bring it all the way back just outside the 22. Parsons with an opportunity here to get UJ into a position to really put NWU under pressure. And that's a fantastic kick to get his team up to the 5-yard line. Retain Parsons, the number 15. He's been entrusted with kicking duties. Really good execution there. 5 yards out now are UJ. And they'll want to get over that try line for the second time in this half. Lovely take there by Celeb. On the 5-yard, it's well defended by NWU at the moment. UJ are going to have to use it as they look to peel off onto the blind side. An opportunity here. Trying to bumble over the try line does Celeb. Keeping it nice and short with the forwards they go. Good. Blindside ball, and it's really well defended. And just getting out into touch, a fantastic display of defense from the Potch-based side here. And UJ just knocking on the door of defense there, trying to get through, but not being allowed that opportunity. Fantastic defensive effort at the moment here from NWU as they look for the angle. They'll want to clear their lines from this. Has it been turned over though? Still in possession with NWU. Pick and go down the blind side means they find themselves in a good position for Baxter to make the clearance. He doesn't find the touchline, but it's rolled into a good space here. Looking to launch the counter-attack is Parsons. Looks for some grass, he'll find it, and UJ with the chase up, just being stepped there as Billy Posthumous finds some space. He's got numbers on the right-hand side. Deciding to hold on to it, the offload eventually comes. A good wraparound there from Tian van Zyl, and Tian van Zyl will go over the try line for his second try in this encounter. Fantastic work from NWU. They found a little bit of space. The counter-attack was launched by number 15, Billy Posthumous. And the execution was absolutely fantastic. You can see him there. He had another 3 men on the right-hand side. Presence of mind to get it out to Tian van Zyl. And Tian van Zyl doing the hard work to wrap around on the outside and get his second try of this half. He's having an absolute field day. This is the number 7 from NWU. And just when UJ thought they might be able to claw their way back into this game, it's Billy Posthumous and Tian van Zyl that say absolutely not, and managed to get their team an additional 5 points late on in this half. Baxter has an opportunity to make it 5 from 5 in this half. The strike is clean, but unfortunately just pushing it out to the left-hand side. 80% is not a bad kick rate at the moment from the number 10, possibly his most difficult one of the day. We did see him slot a similar one from the left-hand side of the field a little bit early on. But that try takes the score up to 33 points to 7. NWU asserting their dominance on this fixture. Parsons may have given this one a little bit too much juice, and unfortunately when it rains it pours. They're going to look to catch them off guard, and that's exactly what they do. A lovely offload here to Mini, all the way out to Fourie. Ricardo Fourie looks at the show and go. He doesn't have support. He might not need it. And no try is the call. Double movement is the call there from the referee. Ricardo Fourie, he had the presence of mind to play that one quickly. Gets it back in field to Aubrey Mini, who gets it back to Fourie. And they may have found themselves back onto the scorecard there, but for the double movement. Let's have a look at this one again. Just reaching a second movement there from the number 6, Ricardo Fourie. Of course, you got one after being tackled. And that will take us into half-time. It's been a fantastic half here, ladies and gentlemen, at the UJ Stadium. NWU leading 33 points to 7, and we'll be back in a little bit.
Back to the action right here at UJ Stadium, as we see UJ hosting the side all the way from Potchefstroom, NWU, and it's been an absolutely dominant affair here by the visiting side. 33 points to 7, 5 tries, plays 1 in this fixture. Try scorers through Van der Walt, Afanzel, Skuman, Posthumous, as well as Van der Walt again towards the end of the half. And just Bosch managing to get himself onto the scoreboard here for UJ. Can they turn things around here? We'll get things back underway through Parsons. And UJ need to get onto the scoreboard as early as possible in this half to make sure that they give themselves every opportunity to get back into this game. And once again, Parsons just overcooking it on the restart. And we saw this towards the end of the first half. Just looking to catch UJ off guard there from the restart, but deciding against it to NWU in the driver's seat at the moment. It was a good start to the first half, managing to get themselves 2 tries before getting themselves a yellow card through Nico Livasaki. They spent 10 minutes through from minute 15 to minute 25 with just the 14 men. UJ managed to get themselves back into the game through a try through Berwin Bosch. But once back up to 15, NWU made absolutely sure, capitalizing and getting an additional 3 tries. 2 of them converted and just the 1 miss in the first half for Sean Baxter. As we get things back underway, scrum down in the middle of the field, and there he is, Baxter, getting it all the way out to Joubert Skuman. It's a little bit of a football match at the moment here as UJ cleaning things up right at the back. Leshoro in the number 9 duties at the moment. He gets it out to Ndlovu. Going through the phases and trying to find some grass. It's well fielded and the counter-attack is on, and NWU go underneath the poles here. Luan van der Walt with his 2nd of the game. Unbelievable fielding there for NWU, and he comes on with speed and power. It has to be said, possibly a little bit of a mistake here from Gumi Leshoro, as it's given to Luan van der Walt. And coming on with that much pace and that much power, you're not going to stop him. He manages to dart it down right underneath the goalpost, and Sean Baxter makes it a full house of 7 points here for NWU. Absolutely fantastic work here from the visiting side, who managed to get a try early on in the second half, and that's exactly what UJ would have not wanted. Just giving away the possession, trying to find some space. And a team of the caliber of NWU will make you pay in those situations. And make them pay indeed. Luan van der Walt, he didn't need any support. He saw the gap, found the gap, and took the gap on to get an additional 5 points for his team. Up to 6 tries now are NWU in this fixture, and they absolutely love to run it. Their forwards have worked so hard with ball in hand, but it's been their backline who've managed to get 5 of the 6 tries. Of course, just Tian van Zyl with 2 of the tries at the moment for the forwards. The other 4 rather coming through the backline. But plenty of work being done by the forwards to make sure that the backline has that go-forward ball to go forward and make sure that they get past the advantage line. Talking about the forwards, scrum down now for NWU. Can they come out dominant from the set play? Here goes the scrum. They come out with good ball. There's Mini. Gets it out to his back line, and there's a 2v1 on the outside. Deciding against the offload does Billy Posthumous.
but still under advantage, says the referee, and will go all the way back to the scrum mark for a penalty to NWU. Just turning across the 90, says the referee. And it looked like a good passage of play. Billy Posthumous would have wanted to get Luan van der Walt past the try line for his hat-trick, but unfortunately wasn't to be. Well defended by UJ. As Baxter gets us just outside the 22. The lineouts have been good for both of these sides so far. NWU managing to retain possession from all of their lineouts. Can they keep the momentum? Indeed they do. Comes down this time around with Godfrey. Into Livasaki. He's managed to get his team about 20 meters. Van Zyl up to the 5. Lovely work here from NWU. They managed to burst through here. A little bit of trickery at the ruck time. And it looks like Lucas Kloppo's managed to wrap himself around and get over the try line. Fantastic work there by the number 2. And just have a look here. Fantastic work there by Livasaki, who gets himself past the advantage line. Taken in by Tiaan van Zyl, 2-time try scorer in this game already. And easy work there from Lucas Kloppo. You're not going to stop him when he comes with that kind of momentum. And he manages to get 5 points for his team. Baxter takes it quickly and makes it an additional 7. Fantastic work here from NWU. They really have come out the blocks hot here in the second half. 2 quick tries to get us underway. One coming from a mistake for Van der Walt, who managed to capitalize. And a second from really good play, Kloppo, managing to get himself over the try line for his first of the game. And Parsons this time managing just overcooks it once again, it looks like. A little bit of confusion here, but we'll go back to the middle of the park here. An opportunity to scrum down or retake the kickoff for NWU. It looks like they've chosen to go with the scrum down this time. Good position right down the middle of the field. Opportunity to split the back line. Livasaki down the right-hand side. Jida on the left-hand side. Posthumous directly behind Baxter at the moment, keeping UJ guessing. Stabilizing once more does the referee. But it's been a really good show at the moment. NWU with 7 tries in this game, only 50 minutes played. But they really have played an aggressive brand of rugby, keeping it in with their forwards. And at the slightest bit of an opportunity, they've unleashed that backline. Tries through Van der Walt, Skuman, Posthumous, as well as Van der Walt getting his second in the second half. They've really made it difficult. And of course, the trusty boot of Sean Baxter. You can count on him just like you can count on Castle. Castle bringing you the action, the vibe, and the care to the community through their sponsorship of Club Rugby. As UJ looking to get onto the scorecard. Just a little bit of a knock and they'll retain possession. More than happy to slow things down at the moment are NWU, of course, in a really good position of power. Going into this game, just the 4 points behind Randfontein at the moment to lead proceedings. They'll want to get as many points as possible in this game.
They've played an additional game at the moment, 13 games for NWU. The side in the #1 position, only the 12 with a 4-point advantage. So bonus points as well as points difference are going to be so important in this game. Just some running repairs being run at the moment, but we get back to the action just above halfway. Scrum down for UJ. They'll want to try utilize this. And possession just being moved back into the hands of NWU. A real unforced error there as Mini looks to take it quickly. Taken in by Liversachi. Try scorer Tian van Zyl into contact. He's got 2 already in this game. Can he get a 3rd? And a penalty back to the home side. That's exactly what they would have wanted. NWU just trying to catch them off guard on defense. But up to the task are the boys from UJ. It looks like we'll have some more running repairs here. This time round looks like Valdo Miller just being looked at there by the physio. Hoping to see a little bit more of him in this game. We've seen a couple of carries by the big #1, Valdo Miller. And he looks like he'll shake it off. There we go. Shake of the head, just a bit of a knock. They build really well with these boys. It's going to take a lot to get them off the park. And more running repairs, this time on the UJ side. Of course, nothing the old ice bag can't help with. And it looks like a substitution will have to be made here. Number 18 has made his way onto the field. Siaviwa Lepu. As we get things back underway, Parsons with the punt into touch. Gets his team just outside the 22, does the number 15 from UJ. Now an opportunity, a couple of fresh legs find their way onto the park here. Can they make an impact on this game? Looks like the #1, Vuyo Holiday, has made his way off the field with a shoulder injury. Replaced by Lepu. UJ, now in the middle of the park, it's Ndlovu carrying once more. We've seen it so often in this game. Turnover for NWU. UJ are going to have to get back and defend. They don't have numbers on the right-hand side. They've done really well with that situation as Baxter. Space on the left. Taken into contact there by Liversachi. Now just looking to launch that attack, but that offload to nobody on the left-hand side. Just a little bit of a knock on there. Just being treated on the sideline. We'll get a little bit of a look at what's going on there a little bit later. It looks like a UJ player down at the moment. And the physicality of this game really getting to the players. It's number 14, Pangela, who looks like he's going to shake it off, just being treated by the medics on that far side there, probably just getting a knock in contact. But he looks like he's going to shake it off and get back into the action. Right, back to the action we get. Bowen Bosch with the put-in. He scored himself a try in this game already, and he might well look for another. The only try of UJ's game thus far. A Selepe into contact, the tall, towering figure of the UJ number 4. Once again, it's a big bump there from Damian Baker. Struggles past the tackle. This time does Matibak. Still in possession are UJ. Back onto the inside. Martinez there, the number 13. We haven't seen too much of him trying to get into this game. UJ, lovely work there as Leshoro with the show and go. Doesn't manage to go. Just diving off the top there. Penalty to UJ. They look to take it really quickly as Bosch offloads to Leshoro. Turnover. NWU in possession, and this might well be a really good try here. The bounce not working in his favor that time round. It was Joubert Skuman who thought he might have had the try line in sight. But for the bounce as UJ now in possession. Parsons keeps it short. He gets it to Josh Dalasier, the King Edwards boy. Managing to get the penalty for not rolling away, and UJ, they've managed to get a bit of momentum out of nowhere. Making sure this time round is Parsons as he gets his team just outside the 22, above the UJ bench. The referee actually deciding we're all the way towards the 10-meter line. Not a great kick there by Parsons, but of course just making sure that they retain possession from that penalty. Of course, the referee looking for a ball, something that we may need to get this game going underway. Dalasier, ball in hand. Can he find his jumper? They go for the 6 ball. They retain possession. It's really well worked as Parsons gets it out to the back line and trying to come onto it with pace. Only managing it to knock it on this time round as Martinez. It was a really good passage of play from UJ. Just not managing to get his hands onto that one, does Mihle Martinez. And UJ, after scoring that try in the first half, just haven't managed to really threaten the NWU try line. It's been all Potchefstroom at the moment here in Auckland Park. UJ will want to turn things around. Plenty of rugby to be played still. They'll want to close this gap in this next 25 minutes of the game. Play 12. 1-4, lost 8 and drawn none at the moment. 25 points is the tally for UJ. It's not been the greatest campaign for them. They see themselves in 7th position on the log at the moment. And this is not going to do too much for their campaign. They'll want to get as many points on the board here, really tighten up on that goal difference. As we see here, referee just trying to get some stability here at scrum time. Looks like he's having a word there with Jason Janssen. Just making sure this scrum stays up for as long as possible. Stays sturdy. Ball in by the skipper, Mini. Looks to get it out to Baxter, onto the inside goes Cheetah. Trying to catch UJ off guard. Livasaki, and now this one runs away, but I think the ball's going to win the competition that time. Matebaku, he thought he might have been in it, and they look to play it quickly. What can they do this time round? Jubeskuman on the far left-hand side. Will he find himself isolated? Backup gets there nice and quickly as Mini at the base of the ruck. Ball taken in by the forwards. Baxter. Keeping it in with the big heavy. It's a lovely steal here. Doesn't have options on the outside. Maria Kutsia takes it into contact. Lepu. He's got to be careful with that tackle there, do NWU. It's deemed safe by the referee. Muller. He's been driven back. Silepe. Past one, past two, takes a third to take him down. 2v3 on the outside, 3v3 rather. Oh, and he's going to find himself in a little bit of trouble here, NWU. The referee deciding it was well within his rights, just the penalty is the call. As we get deep into the NWU 22, they're going to have a chat on the far side of the referee and the assistant referee. Nothing to it, just the penalty for UJ. Let's have another look at this one here. Opportunity for Ndlovu, striking himself through a couple of tackles. And the referee just deeming that not intentionally knocked down there. You can see just pleading with the referee there, the UJ boys. But just the penalty is the call, and just the penalty it will remain. Go back here, 22 dropout is what's been adjudicated. UJ back in position, but an unforced error being made this time round by Mihle Matinse. And he'll be really disappointed by that one, dropping it under no real pressure. Something that they'll practice week in and week out, day in and day out. And you can see there, Gumi Leshoro just consoling his outside center. Mistake that you don't want to be making against a team like NWU. Scrum down now for the Potch Bay side. They've committed all their numbers to the left-hand side. Reset this one. Looks like Zungu, Sanele Zungu now in the number 9 role. Number 20 from NWU has taken over from his skipper, Aubrey Mini, who will take a break on the bench.
His job for the day is done. Can the fresh legs accelerate this lead even further? 47 points to 7 here at the UJ Stadium. UJ will be looking to close the lead. NWU will be looking to extend. NWU played 13, won 10, lost 2, and just drawn the one, sitting second on the table, and they chasing Randfontein at the moment, who are just 4 points clear. Of course, Randfontein with a game in hand, making it that much more difficult for the university side from the Northwest. Of course, that's why it's so important for them to get as many points on the board. If push comes to shove, make sure that at least their points difference is superior to the Randfontein. Zungu gets it out to Livasaki, and look at the break here. Into the 22 they go. Numbers on the outside as once again Posthumous with the offload, driving the legs into the 5-yard. Funzel looking for a hat-trick as he bounces past one. It takes a couple of defenders to try and take him down. They do eventually. Miller offloads it to Janssen. Now in with the back line, Posthumous with the long pass. And a little bit too long, looking for Van der Walt on the outside, who he himself is also looking for a hat-trick. Just overcooking that one and throwing it slightly forward as well. NWU looking for their 50 and not managing to get it this time round. The NWU physio with plenty to do in this game, as well as the UJ physio. They've got 2 players down at the moment from each of the 2 sides. Looks like Janssen will make his way to his feet. A little bit of cramping on the UJ side. You can see the big unit there. You wouldn't want to run into contact with him anytime soon. In the background, UJ running some running repairs. And it's all happening at the moment at the UJ Stadium. Jason Janssen making his way off the field, shaking hands with the coaches. He's done for the day. He'll be looking for a Castle Lager after the end of this game. He's done what he's needed to for his team. And the other number 17, Damian Baker, on the other side. Not quite time for him to get a Castle yet. He's still got a big role to play in this game. He's been such a good runner with the ball. We've seen some big bumping runs from the prop forward for UJ. Possibly just cramping up at the moment. He'll want to finish the last 17 minutes in this game for his side. Looks like Parsons has moved into the number 9 position for UJ. Or is that a ploy for a kicking option? Under big pressure now are UJ. They need to retain possession from here. They've got the penalty indeed. And a get out of jail free card here for the boys from Auckland Park. It's a flat kick there from Parsons, making sure that he finds the touchline. Not too worried about the distance. You can see him there on screen. Number 15 on his back, but he is taking up the number 9 position. Bam with the throw, he goes short. Parsons picking up the scraps. Keeping it nice and short, they do. Jean de Kock in the number 9 role. And the referee having absolutely none of that. Probably a bit of back chat there to the man in the middle. Gains UJ another 10 meters. And that's a nice strike there for Parsons. Gets his team up to the 10-yard line inside the NWU half. Bam with the throw. Manages to find his jumper, but just knocking it forward. Illegally contested in the air there, says the referee. And UJ just inching themselves closer and closer to that try line. Good kick from Parsons into the 22. He goes for his side. Bam, finds his jumper. Lineouts have been good in this game. And they're going to need to use it. Out with Parsons. He tries to find some space. He doesn't find it. Looks like the turnover is good here. And now NWU have the opportunity to run it forward. Taken into contact, driving the legs forward. Keeping it nice and short. The forwards love to get their hands onto it. Numbers on the outside as that one's put onto the boot there for NWU, and just trying to get that one forward. This game's really slowed down in the second half. NWU in the driver's seat. UJ know that it's a tall task at the moment to get themselves back into this game. Of course, they still need to try their hardest to close up that points difference gap. Once again, running repairs here on NWU, and in about a couple seconds time you'll see the physio make her way back onto the field. There she is. It's had plenty of time on the field at the moment. It's been a long season, starting all the way in April. Of course, they had Varsity Cup that started in February. The season started in April, and towards the back end of June, July, they had USA all the way down in PE. So a really long season for both of these two sides. And the physios definitely getting their money's worth at the moment. Running repairs at every possible opportunity for both of these sides. It's been very stop-start at the moment in this game. Just starting to cool down here at the UJ Stadium. It's been an absolutely beautiful day. 3 o'clock kickoff. The sun was out and about, still is out and about, but just starting to make its way behind the stadium. You can see the shadow on the field, and possibly attributing to some of the cramps that we're seeing on the field at the moment, that stop-start of the game. It's a lovely chicken wing there from the top of the line out as UJ looking for the attack. It's gathered up there once again by Matinise. Parsons finds Silepe, who's been absolutely smashed backwards by 2 defenders. But they'll get the penalty to UJ. And 10 meters up. Discipline will have to be the name of the game here for NWU. Just getting a little bit frustrated at the moment. Parsons gets his side just above the 22. They've tried and they've tried and they've tried, but NWU have defended so well in this game. Just the one try for the home side. Line out successful once again. Not what they would have wanted, but it's ended up working. As Selepe offloads, gets it out to Marimo. Just a slight knock there by Marimo. The substitute number 16 making his way onto the field for Josh Delacia, who will play no further part in this game, the King Edward's boy. He's done well so far. He's thrown really well into the line-out. He's run well with the ball, and now Ryan Marimo with the number 16 jersey taking over the duties of hooker. Of course, plenty of subs. On the side of NWU, Sanele Zungu, number 20, ball in hand at the moment, replacing his skipper, Aubrey Mini. Aubrey Mini has really led the side well. He's got to the rucks really quickly, distributed well to his number 10, Sean Baxter. And the NWU coaches have seen what they've needed to see from their team at the moment. Rolling the bench and bringing on the fresh legs to try and create an impact in this game. Will get the penalty to UJ. Just on the bind there, says the referee, tucking it in on the bind and collapsing that scrum down. Parsons punts this one and gets his team 10 meters from the try line. They need to try and get onto the scoreboard. 8 minutes left in this game. They only managed the one try in the first half, but it's been a dry second half for the team. Well taken, 5 yards out. Got to be careful of Marimo at the back of that maul. Inching forward, Marimo takes it up to the try line. Pick and go for UJ. They need to be really patient here, the boys from Auckland Park. Within touching distance of that try line. Who's going to want it? And they look to dart it down. UJ getting only their second try of the game in the second half. It's really well worked. They were patient about it, trying to get to that try line inch by inch. You can see there Parsons just controlling the ruck. It's the number 24 from UJ managing just to dart it over the try line. And good work there for the boys from Auckland Park, getting their second try of the game. And Parsons with the honors to add the additional 2 points. Difficult kick this one for Parsons. He managed to get his first one over in the first half. Lines it up, slices it off the outside of his boot and doesn't manage to get the extras as the score remains at 47 points to 12. UJ chasing their way back into this game, trying to nullify that goal difference, that points difference as much as possible. And of course, this not being the only rugby happening around the country, Castle Logger sponsors the Castle Logger Pirates Grand Challenge.
Castle Logger, Carlton Cup in Pretoria, and the Moore and Murray Cup in KZN. Lovely effort to make sure that our club rugby around the country is well supported, and of course bringing communities together for a nice cold castle or a game of club rugby. As the referee is just deciding here whether that one's gone out on the full or not, and the decision will be a relatively good kick here. And we'll have the line now to UJ. Final touch coming off an NWU foot, of course. Marimo finds his jumper once again. It's been really successful for both of these sides as Muller into contact, substitute number 10 on the park. On to the right, the rush defense there by Tian van Zyl, driving UJ backwards. Parsons out to Marimo. Decides to go against the offload. Parsons all the way back to Muller. Opportunity now for the counter-attack. The wraparound is on for Luan van der Walt as Posthumous looking for some space. He's been at the heart of most of the tries for today, and he won't just be at the heart of this one. It's going to be all Billy Posthumous, who manages to dance his way through a couple of tackles. The 360-degree swivel, gets himself past another. He looks for the offload, doesn't quite need it, and he darts it down. Lovely work here. Goose step is onto the right-hand side. And lackluster defense here, swiveling his way out of two tackles. Billy Posthumous, who's been at the heart of a majority of the tries in this afternoon, manages to score himself one of his own. I must apologize, he's on 2 at the moment, just having a look at this. And he might well get himself a hat-trick the way he's playing in this game. 2 tries for Posthumous, 2 tries for van der Walt, 2 tries for Van Zyl. A conversion for Joubert Skuman adds the extras onto the scorecard. And that will take us up to 54 points to 12 in this encounter. Joubert Posthumous, he's got himself, Joubert Skuman rather, he's got himself a try and adds to his tally with an additional 2 points. And is there a hat-trick on the cards here for one of these NWU players? Thinks about the kick and decides against it. As he found a little bit of space, and dangerous tackle. The referee says all good. As we see Posthumous once again offloads to Van der Walt. It's a big tackle and Van der Walt manages to keep it in field. Big hit once again, but manages to get out of it. Into contact now for Sekati. Going through, and now is Posthumous. Armand Posthumous this time round. Just a little bit of a knock for NWU, and you can see the last 2 minutes of this game bringing the energy, looking to get themselves an additional try. And will it be Posthumous, Van der Walt, or will it be the number 7 Van Zyl, who managed to get themselves a hat-trick? Of course, every try mattering at the moment for the log at the moment, chasing down Randfontein, who are just 4 points ahead of them. Of course, Randfontein are playing a game less as it stands. Here we go, we got 2 players down at the moment for UJ. The physicality of this game and the physicality of the season really starting to take its toll. There is a breeze that's just come across the stadium, and it has started to chill down a little bit, and maybe attributing to a couple more cramps within this game. Shaking it off and getting back into the action. We've got a scrum down on the halfway. Can we sneak one more try into this game? Will it be UJ or will it be NWU who get past that try line one last time to add to their tally here in the Castle Lager Pirates Grand Challenge? The 2024 edition has brought us 14 rounds, this being the 14th. Plenty of rugby spanning all the way back to April this year. As mentioned, both of these sides competing in the Varsity Cup, competing in the USA competition. So it's been a really long season at the moment, starting in February. They would have had their preparations dating all the way back to October, November last year. Angelo Dube, number 21 for UJ, onto the field at the moment, replacing try scorer Berwin Bosch. Plenty of fresh legs on the park at the moment. There he goes, Dube. Tries to go by himself, stepping past one tackle, takes two to bring him down. UJ want to get onto the scoreboard as Gutu. Muzuva Gutu into contact. Selepe manages to get it out to Magadla. He gets knocked back a couple of meters. Penalty now to the traveling side. And they'll want to get themselves one more. Who has seemed to have taken off kicking duties, absolutely smokes that one downfield. Gets his team 10 yards out, and they'll want to get one more try onto the scoreboard here. NWU in a fantastic position. The lineouts have been really good in this clash so far. Both of these sides managing to maintain their lineouts for the last 80 minutes of this game. Ryan Bam with the put in, and look at them all go. There's a lot of momentum here for NWU. Bam clinching onto the back of this one. And the referee gets a good look at that one. The rolling maul bustling over the try line to make it another try to the Potchefstroom base side. And they really have asserted their dominance on this game. Just having a look at this one, you can see the maul bustling forward here, and there's absolutely no stopping it as they get it over the try line. Fantastic work there from Armand Posthumus. He gets himself onto the scoreboard, the number 21 for the Puka. And it's been the Puka show at the moment. Skuman pulls this one out to the left-hand side. He's got himself 7 points in this game already. He's managed to score a try, and he's converted one already this time round, not managing to add the extras to his side. Takes the score up to 12 points to 59. And Puka, well and truly in the driver's seat at the moment. As Corneille Miller brings us back underway. Still searching for tries on the Posh Bay side. Zungu gets it nice and tight. Try scorer Posthumus into contact. Tian van Zyl, he's bagged himself two already in this game. And now Billy Posthumus. He loves a little bit of a run. The turnover's good. The ankle tap's even better for UJ. And just using that sideline as an extra defender. Helter-skelter stuff on the far side at the moment.
I'll tell you what, UJ will be absolutely waiting for that horn to sound. Taken into contact as Jean de Kock. They are half back down at the moment as de Kock finds himself in contact and just holding on to it at the ruck. Tap and go. We've got running rugby on our hands here in this encounter. NWU managing to get past once again. Chida has looked to run it every time he's had ball in hand. Billy Posthumous manages to get through and adds to the tally to NWU, making something out of nothing. And it's a fantastic score there on the far side. Have a look here, just turning off. It's Chida that takes it into contact. And it's that man once again, Billy Posthumous, just offloading it. And once again proving absolutely pivotal at try time for the NWU. And absolutely easy work on that far side, but what a game he's had. Billy Posthumous, he's managed to score himself 2 tries already in this game, and I cannot count the amount of assists that he's been involved in. Just the presence of mind there to offload to the runner. And an additional 2 points being added onto that one. Jubei Skuman has the last kick of the game here. 64 points to 12 is how it ends here at the UJ Stadium. And it's been an absolutely fantastic score here. Final score 66 points to 12. It's been a dominant display by the side from Potchefstroom, taking the honors here at the UJ Stadium. What a fantastic game it's been. And ladies and gentlemen, we carry on with the season here at the Castle Lager competition. 66 points to 12. NWU take the honors.